whenever we refer to myself, I, main, the tattva, the actual source of that I is consciousness itself. This is what they are telling you. If you suddenly ask, where do I find that consciousness? You know, there is this little story, jo bolte hain, even I think in Zen Buddhism they use it. There was a huge ocean, Indian Ocean, in which there was a school of fish, and one small fish was asking his mother, "Mother, where is the ocean? I want to see the ocean." And the mother fish said, "You are in the ocean." And the little fish said, "No, I am in water. I want to see the ocean." And the mother fish said, "But this water is the water of the ocean. This water is nothing but the ocean. The whole collection of water is what we are calling ocean. But you are verily in it. It is so obvious that you miss it. You miss the point." So also, जब आप पूछते हो ना आत्मा क्या है, what is the Atman, what is Brahman, what is the supreme reality, you are that. Your awareness, you see, presently what you are feeling is your mental awareness. It's a reflection of that. And you are asking for Brahman. You are asking for the ocean being in it. So, इसको पकड़ने के लिए all you need is a very steady mind, a very stable, quiet mind. If you have that, वेदांत ऐसे ही आप पकड़ पाओगे. If you don't have that, manufacture it through yoga. That is the means. You know, we generally call Vedanta as the science of consciousness. Yoga is the technology of consciousness. And here, the technology leads to the science. Technology is not a mere fallout for external purposes. The technology leads to the science. So, if you still bring your mind to a certain level of stillness and stability, you can just know these facts. They will just enter your mind because they are already there. Consciousness ऐसी वस्तु नहीं है which is external to you. You are the consciousness. That reflected in the mind is making the mind alive. That reflected in the body is making the body conscious, enlivened as it were. And then you are identifying with this body and mind and considering yourself to be only that. So this is how the human mechanism is functioning. Only the human being has this capacity to reflect on himself and understand these basic facts. You can do it by the power of yoga. This intense stability, inner stability of mind and stillness of body, the human being can manufacture. And that is why these insights can come into the human life easily. तो यही है योग और वेदांत की विशिष्टता. It's a do-it-yourself science. You penetrate into it yourself. Remember, every deep-level science, you have to do it yourself. It involves you. And any science you take up, you will encounter consciousness. Even physical sciences will lead you to this. So, any science will lead you to this. It is good to know how our ancients conducted this inquiry without any external instrument, equipment, without taking a third person perspective, just by analyzing thought, what lies behind thought, how did they arrive at this truth. तो यही technique है, एक method है. One more clue, let me give it to you here. See, there are 3 states you pass through. You are passing through, every day you experience वो जो कहते हैं जागृत स्वप्न सुषुप्ति, which means you are in the waking state and then you are in the dream state at night and you pass through a state of very deep sleep where there is no dream. These are the 3 states we pass through every day, right? Now if you analyze these 3 states, you will see there is a common factor here. There is a common denominator to these 3 states. How do you know there is a common factor? See, in your waking state, your senses are active, wide open, and mind is also active, right? That is the waking state. You are experiencing this world. In the dream state, your senses are closed, but mind is active. Subconscious mind is active, and it is cooking up its own dream, and you remember your dreams also. Sometimes you forget, sometimes you remember. So, in a way, again that dream was objective to you because you are able to say something about the dream. About the deep sleep state also, the wonderful thing is you are able to say that you did not experience any objects. You experienced nothing as it were. But somebody should be saying that, isn't it? How do you know you didn't experience objects in your deep sleep state? which means you were there. Awareness must have been there for you to know that it was a state of deep restfulness where I did not know anything. So you see, this simple logic, it's actually called a Mahatarka of Mandukya Upanishad. It is telling you there is an invariable in the midst of these variable states of experiences. There is an invariable running through them, a common denominator to all these three states, and that is why it points to the ontological reality of the self. Consciousness is always there. It is not essentially inferential, it is experiential. If you have built a very sensitive mind, you can know it by yourself through these techniques. And this is the common denominator of all your experiences. That is why they say consciousness is fundamental to mind function. Because it is there, mind is functioning. Mind is functioning, body is functioning. You identify with body, mind, and you function as a particular individual. But the source factor is consciousness. तो देखिए ये एक बहुत बड़ा साइंस है ना? There is no belief system here. There is no believing in something. If you carry on the experiment on yourself through a very steady apparatus, you will arrive at these facts yourself. No question of belief.